So what led you to build the Warrior Lab?
That's awesome. It's actually kind of a ridiculous story. So we originally called like our backyard course the lab. And just me being who I am, like I just love training with people. I invited all my friends to come and train at my house with me. I was like, hey, you want to come to the lab, train? And over that year, coming into ANW3, I realized that like I really love this stuff, and like I'm actually really good at teaching people how to do this stuff. So we started getting more and more people coming to our house to train for the show and stuff, and we're like, well, why don't we, make this official? Why don't we make like a living out of this? So one day, a little bit after ANW3, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna quit my job. I just quit my job and started teaching classes out of a park in our town, and we had one class there on Saturdays and then one class at my house on Wednesdays, and that went on for probably like 2 months before somebody else picked up on how fast we were growing and brought us into their gym to kind of help them pay rent. And from that, we grew rapidly. In 3 months, we outgrew their gym, and we're like, okay, it's time to get ourselves a home, because they wouldn't let us build some of the obstacles we wanted. So we were just like, all right, well, that's fine, see ya. So we ended up moving into this location, and we built all of this in a week. We had 1 week to build it because the A&W boot camp was coming up, and we had just moved in. So we put all this together in a week, and now we have an amazing parkour gym.
So the Warrior Lab has many replicas of Ninja Warrior obstacles. How exactly did you build them? Kind of what order?
Funny story, my brother is an engineer and is studying to become an engineer at RPI, which is Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute. For those of you who don't know, it's a really, really smart tech school. He knows a lot about engineering stuff. So with his designs and my handiwork, along with several other people's, I want to give credit to everybody. Jamie Ron and Nick Walsh also both helped a lot. That man right there, Charles, smile Charles, he helped a lot too. We all engineered these obstacles together and put in lots of hard work building them. Yes, we've had numerous competitors come to the lab. Let me see if I can name them all. Brian Orozco has been here. Brandon Douglas, Jake Smith, Alan Conley, James McGrath, Drew Dreschel, Jamie Ron, aka Captain G4, Travis Wienard, Christian Lauer, Dan Gazinski, Mike Pericoloso, AJ Hess, Nick Walsh, Chris Boucher. Who else? The list goes on. We've had like, I would probably say close to 30 people. I can't think of them all right now. Sorry if I missed anybody. Mike Needham, Phil Parolo, Gabe Arnold. There's literally just a huge list of people that have trained for the show and come here.
So didn't Brian Orozco end up racing you on the Heavenly Ropes and that eventually knocked you out?
Brian Orozco was the one who knocked me out on the Heavenly Ropes.
So what was it like for him to come here? I mean, do you get along, or
yeah?
Are you ever like kind of rivals?
Not at all. We're really good friends. He stayed at my house while he was here. I mean, he was faster that day, and more props to him. I'm happy that he got to stay there longer because he was quicker than me. I would never want to go if there's somebody out there better than me that could go instead.
So do you think if you did it again now, how do you think it would, do you think you would still beat you, or do you think it would be kind of, you weren't really sure, or what do you think?
I think on any given day, anything can happen, so we would have to see.
So what are some of your strengths and weaknesses in Ninja Warrior and Parkour?
I think my strengths definitely lie in my explosive power, especially with lower body stuff. I can really explode out of things, which is why I'm able to hit some of the bigger jumps on the trampoline. I'm able to get through the quad steps easier. I have a lot of power hidden in the legs, so it makes things easier for me. Probably my biggest weakness is gotta be grip strength. I've been working it relentlessly, but it's still definitely a weakness for me.
What you know, how many facilities are there dedicated to training for Ninja Warrior in Japan and in the U.S.?
In the U.S., oh my God, there's a lot. I know there's the Tempestry Running Academy in Los Angeles. I know there's Take Flight Academy. I'm not positive where they're located. There's Urban Evolution and Primal Fitness in DC. There's the Miami Free Running Academy down in Miami. There's us. There's Pinnacle Parkour. There's another gym up in Connecticut. I can't remember the name of it, but I know Louis Mosso trains there. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Rochester Parkour would be a good place to train. There's got to be more. I apologize if I'm missing anybody, but there's a lot of them.
Are they all open to the public?
They are all open to the public.
How about Japan?
Japan, I know they have Muscle Park, and I know that a lot of the competitors get together and go to one of the Ultimate Cliffers' houses. I'm assuming it's a house. It might be a warehouse or something, but it's if you look them up online, it's the Ultimate Cliffers, and they have amazing cliffhanger stuff. They make the cliffhanger look like a joke.
So how does the Warrior Lab compare to other Ninja Warrior and Parkour facilities? What do you think is most unique about it?
I think one of the most unique things we have is we make all of our obstacles more difficult than the actual show. So if you come here and train here, you're gonna make, like, the obstacles that you're gonna see on the show are gonna be much easier than what you're gonna face here. We had a whole bunch of guys from the show come and try the cliffhanger, and they said that our cliffhanger was harder than the one in Japan. So that made me feel pretty good about it, because I can get it while I'm still winded. So, yeah.
So you you think if you face the cliffhanger, you think you'd be able to conquer it?
Honestly, I think I have a good shot at it. It all comes down to the day and the time and what fate has in store for me. But I believe I possess the strength to conquer it.
How do you think, like, people like David Campbell who's built his own cliffhanger, how come they end up, they look like they're doing it, they have rubber clothes, but then when they actually face it, sometimes they fail or they don't do as well? Why do you think that happens?
I think one of the main things that doesn't get factored in is it's completely different when you're just relaxed, you're here by yourself. It's like, haha, hee hee, I'm gonna do the cliffhanger. When you're on the show, everything you do, you get nervous for and you get winded. Like, literally, the course that I ran through wasn't really taxing, but at the end, I'm completely winded because I'm so nervous, I'm rushing through, I forget to breathe. I think a lot of that factors into it, along with production aspects, because when you're on the set, you might wait like 3 hours before you're gonna run. So if you start warming up and they're like, oh wait, we're gonna take a lunch break, you pretty much just ruined yourself. And when they're in Japan, they're like jet lagged, they're tired, they can't sleep because they're nervous about doing the cliffhanger, so it's really hard for them.
What advice you have for anyone interested in Ninja Warrior and or parkour? Is there any kind of message you have?
You have no
idea how much this happened.
Probably the best advice I could give is just to really have fun with what you're doing. Like, yeah, it's cool to like train really hard and want to be the best and all that other stuff, but I think it's really important to just make sure you're enjoying what you're doing and make sure you build companionship with all the people that you train with, because those relationships that you're building while training are what's going to matter most throughout your life. It's not going to be who fell on what obstacle. It's going to be that you all faced that course together and had a great time doing it.
Alright, thank you.
It was a pleasure.